Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this AISITIN 3.5 watt solar fountain pump. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. Get this opened up. So this is a sort of kit, has different parts with it. Pull the parts out. So here's the instruction manual. We can look at the specs here. The solar panel is 7 volts at 3.5 watts. The power of the pump is 7 volts at 1.5 watts. The maximum head of the pump is 100 centimeters, which would also be 1 meter. The size of the solar panel is 183 by 145 millimeters. The maximum flow of the pump is 240 liters per hour. Maximum water spray height is 85 centimeters. The fountain lifetime is greater than or equal to 10,000 hours. Delay is less than or equal to 3 seconds. So this does have to have sun to work. So if the sun goes under some clouds, it will shut off and then it will turn on within 3 seconds when the sunlight comes back. It says working hours is during sunny days. Nozzles says 12 different spray water shaped nozzles for you to choose. Okay, then it has all these other languages in here. Then if we go in a little further into the manual, we have components. We have a brushless DC pump, connection head, nozzle base, nozzle, ground rod part, solar panel, and nozzle. And I'll go over the different components. Has some reminders here. It says keep the surface of the solar panel clean constantly. Change water frequently to avoid any dirt to impede the pump. It says you shouldn't use the fountain without water. The water should be at least an inch deep and clean. Do not use it with water temperature above 113 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't use it in dirty or corrosive water. As maintenance, to clean the pump, remove the pump cover. Remove the impeller cap by placing your fingernail under the small lip. Remove the impeller and clean the parts with water. To avoid damage, don't open the controller of the solar panel. And here's a diagram of that. And these are the spray patterns. It's kind of hard to see here. And here's some troubleshooting. It says you should clean it every 2 to 3 weeks, but that depends on how dirty your water is. And I think that's everything in the manual. So let's look at the parts. So here's the pump itself. This will pull off of here like so you can clean this out. And it has this filter here too. It has suction cups in the bottom, so you can suction cup it to your bath if you have one that's smooth like a glass bird bath. So this is permanently attached to the solar panel here. So the length of the cable is a little over 15 feet. So if I pull this off here, if I hold this up to my light, I might be able to get that to spin just a little bit. So you're not supposed to run it without water. That little second there is not going to hurt it. So to mount this, you can use this stake here. Let me open this up. So you want this in as bright of sunlight as you can get. With that long cord, you could put this in the sun and then have your bird bath in the shade if you want. So this will fit together like so. So this top portion that goes into the solar panel has holes on it, so you could mount this to a wall. It has a thumb screw here. I'll take the nut off. I'll put the nut in the plastic here. Put the thumb screw in the other side. Okay, so that's tight. So it recessed that nut down there a little bit. And this has kind of ratchets on here, so it's not just friction holding it in place. So this now will slide into the back of the solar panel. Like so. So I can set this outside and angle it towards the sun. So here's a variety of nozzles. Here's some different heads. And it also comes with some tubing. And this is quite a bit of tubing, it looks like. So you'll probably want to cut this down to a shorter length. So you can use this for different custom fountain ideas if you don't want to just use the pump on its own. So let's try some of these adapters here. This is out of the larger bag. Press that on there, and it looks like this piece can go here, and then it has these little covers on it. So there's a little notch. I can put those on and then just rotate them like so. So if I want to switch those out, put those on, rotate them. So it looks like we have some other ones here. Let me pull this off. Here's a spray head that just fits on here. Like so. Here's another one, shoots straight up. And this looks like an extension. Like so. Then from here, we have this other adapter for this other head. This one here, and that has these other heads that fit on there. These are a little smaller. So these are all of the different parts and nozzles. So it gives you lots of flexibility how you set up your fountain. So I'm going to head outside and I'm going to get a tub of water so we can check out the spray patterns on some of these heads here. Okay, so I have a tub of water here. This is just easier for me to manage than a bird bath out in the middle of the yard. I can do this in the shade and it's a little easier to see. So I have the pump. I will stick this to the bottom. Like so. I have the stake installed in the yard in the sun. So I'll install the solar panel on it. We'll come back over to the fountain and you can see it's bubbling up. I'll put an adapter on here, then I'll put this head on it, and now I can screw on an attachment. So there's one. There's 2. So as you can see, it's actually shooting up pretty good. It's not subtle, you can actually see it. So this one's just shooting it out the sides. So it's creating kind of ripples in the water. So this is a more subtle attachment. This one does a little bit of a spiral pattern. To back up for this one. This is the opposite of the other one that shoots it along the surface. So if this is up a little bit, here's the pattern it does. So it does along the surface when you have it down low like I had it. So I'll pull this adapter off. I'll put the narrow end of this tube into this adapter. I'll put the coupler in next, and this other extension tube, and I'll set that on the fountain. So that brings it up quite a bit higher. Move this back, put this on. So there's a little spray head there. That one's shooting up very high. This one's also shooting up very high. So when you have these smaller nozzles, it's going to have a little bit higher pressure and shoot up a little bit higher, but less volume. There's another one there. I could tighten it on, I'm just quicker if I hold it there. Okay, and what we have here, this one's hollow in the middle. So if I put this on, it's still coming out the middle. Let me screw that on, okay? And then I can put another head in the middle of it. Like so. And now we have 2 layers. We have the bottom and the top layer. So now I'll pull this head off. And here's a sprayer. This is probably going to spray pretty high. Yes. And this one might be the highest. This is just a single nozzle. Then we had these other smaller heads. So that's going to go on the outside of the coupler. Like so. And here's the last one. That's almost like a drinking fountain. So you could also float these on the surface with this foam pad. And as I said before, you could do a custom fountain with this tubing. So I just wanted to go over all the heads in this water bath here. So next I'm actually going to install this in a bird bath so we can see what it looks like. Okay, I'm at a bird bath and I put the pump here. Now this bird bath doesn't allow me to put it in the middle. That's something to take into consideration. And this is actually a relative's bird bath. I'm going to be getting one soon. And when I get one, I'm going to make sure it doesn't have anything in the middle. So we can put the fountain in the middle. But I just wanted to demonstrate this in a bird bath. So that's the AISITIN 3.5 watt solar water fountain. If you're looking for an easy way to add a water feature to your backyard or your garden, I think this is a great option. Since it's solar power, you don't have to run electricity, you don't need batteries, you just need sun. It can be a great way to attract birds to your backyard, or if you like the sound of water, this is a nice way to add it. And this is really easy to set up and gives you lots of options for how you want your fountain to look. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.